All right, if you are struggling with your dog sometimes doing behaviors that you'd like them to do and sometimes just being a nut job, you really need to look at yourself and what your habits are with your dog. So as you can see, Dolly is very treat motivated, your typical lab. I call them sometimes commands, and what I mean by that is we sometimes allow a behavior and then often we don't want that behavior. Perfect example, the most times I see this is someone will come in and say, I want my dog to stop jumping on me. Of course, everybody does. It's a terrible habit for a dog to do. And then they come in for their first lesson and they baby talk and goo-goo talk their dog and they let them jump on them. You just unwound everything that we've been working on and that you have been working on. You cannot have a sometimes command. A behavior is always permitted in your house or by you, or it is never permitted. It's not fair to Dolly if I sometimes allow her to jump and then sometimes I get mad at her for jumping on me. When I'm basically asking her to discern what the difference is and when the opportune time is and when it's not. That's setting her up to fail. She's going to make a bunch of mistakes. I'm going to be upset with her, but only because I'm being silly. I should be upset with myself because I set her up to fail by not having a lot of clarity in our relationship and what I expect of her and what I allow and don't allow. So if you're struggling with anything that your dog sometimes does and sometimes doesn't, you need to get everybody in the home on the same sheet of music so they don't sometimes allow it. If you do, as far as your dog knows, they're always allowed to do it. Just sometimes you get upset and they have no idea why. Jumping is the easiest example, but so is leash pulling. If your dog's starting to pull and give some pressure, if you don't stop that pressure, then your dog will begin to believe that they can apply pressure, and you no longer have a dog that walks well on a leash. They're always giving you pressure because they're always testing, is now the sometime that I'm allowed to pull on the leash? If you don't want your dog to ever pull on the leash, then never allow them to pull on the leash. If it is, give them a little pressure, say nope, no, give them some kind of non-corrective reinforcer to let them know that is not an acceptable behavior, and you'll start seeing those annoying behaviors evaporate. But if you still allow it sometimes, you're just wasting your time. You are literally tricking your dog into having a life of failure with you. And it's the person on the leash, it's our fault because we're allowing it. So eliminate sometimes commands and you will have a dog that is much more a joy to live with in your family. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charles at Canine Culture. We'll see you next time.